right in the kisser.
How the devil are you? Right, now before I start this video, I just want to thank you all for your support. Any support you give is absolutely welcome and I really appreciate it. Even if it's a like on the video, a subscription, a comment in the comment section, it all goes to help. But I especially want to thank those who are giving me super thanks. And I just wanted to give you a mention because I do really appreciate it. And every penny that I receive goes back into the channel. It might not be on kit, it might not be on equipment, but it might be on a new light, new microphone, paying for my subscription, for my editing software. It all goes back into the channel. So I really appreciate it. So I just wanted to give you guys a mention who have given me a super thanks. And the first one is, let's have a look what we've got. Did I have this set up properly? That's how professional I am. Right, first one is Snapper X3. He just gave me 10 bucks 13 hours ago. Snapper X3, I really appreciate it, thank you. Next one is Chris Nunya 7171. Now, Nunya, what do you mean Nunya? Nunya business. We know Chris. So 2 bucks from him, thank you Chris, really appreciate it. And we got another one in a month ago from jd.true.g. Thank you jd.true.g, really appreciate that. Another £1.99 from Alan Anderson 6477 3 months ago. Amazing, thank you very much. What else we got? Bill Harp 54, 2 bucks. Cheers Bill, really appreciate it. Then we got Greg Matula 9747, $2, thank you. Cheers Greg. And what else we got? Another one from Snapper X3. This was 7 months ago. Snapper, hey, come on son, thank you very much. Snapper X3, another $10. Cheers, mate. And finally, we got Markster1002, and that was a year ago, $1.99. So thank you all for your contributions. I really, really do appreciate it. Anyway, on to the video. So I've got here the new Douk Audio VU3 Pro. This is the upgraded VU meter from the Little Bear version. It's bigger, it's got better stuff on it.
Better, stronger, faster.
Oh, interesting, eh? Well, you better stay tuned to see what they've done to improve it. Let's get the unboxing out of the way, then we'll have a look what they've done to improve it, then give it a bit of a test. Oh, hey! Okay, so I just want to do some comparisons between the new VU3 Pro and the older version, the VU3 One Little Bear. So here's the One Little Bear here, boink. As you can see, nice little thing, does its job, looks pretty cool. Okay, but they've made some big improvements and I'll show you what the improvements are. So first of all, the VU meter. Now the VU meter, let me just zoom in on that. You can see here that on the One Little Bear, it's just that you don't really know what you're measuring there. It's 20 to plus whatever. What is it? Okay, I don't know what it is. But on here, you've got, so you've got the top section, you have power in watts and milliwatts there. And on the bottom section, you've got decibels. And this VU meter is bigger. We'll have a look at the specs in a sec. So you can see that it's a lot different to that one there. So I like this improvement. It does give some better measurements. I don't know how accurate they are, but they're there, okay? Also on this one, compared to this one, you've got a gain switch here and a sensitivity switch. Plus you can change the backlight color, which you couldn't on the One Little Bear. And plus this one has a mic. So the One Little Bear didn't have the mic on it. Now that mic is handy because if you don't want to plug it into an amplifier, you can just use it for show. So if you're playing music out of speakers, you pop the mic on and it'll work with no connections to it. Obviously you have to have a power supply, but it'll work without any speakers being connected to it via the mic on the back. Pretty cool. Oh, and there's the remote there. Change the color. Light AB 1, 2, 1 plus 2. We can have 1 plus 2. So you can have both going at the same time, or you couldn't do that on One Little Bear. Cool. Anyway, right, let's go down here. So this, you can see the differences here. So the size of the VU meter is bigger. It's got so it was 60 millimeters, now it's 85, or 2.36 inches to 3.35 inches. It's the dimensions of the chassis are bigger, 268 millimeters compared to 178 millimeters. So it's gone from 7 inches to 10.5 inches long. As you can see here, it's got a mic input. Didn't have it on the original VU3. Simultaneous output support, yes, no. Separate gain adjustment, yes, no. Separate sensitivity adjustment, yes, no. Backlight color adjustment, 35 kinds, ooh, no. Backlight brightness adjustment, 5 levels compared to 4. And now you can pass through even more power at 350 watts as opposed to 300 watts. Pretty cool. Right, I've got it all set up. I've got my amp running to the back of this into B, okay? And I've got my Wharfedale 12.2s, I think running into 1. Or it might be 2, I can't remember. And my Wharfedale Linton is running into 2. Or my vice versa, I can't remember. Now the good thing about this is that the Stereo 230 has a 5 volt USB socket. So I just plugged it into the back of my amp. So when I turn my amp on, that comes on at the same time. Super duper. Love that. So you can see I've got B set on here now. And on here, I can run through the colors. You can do it on here as well. Change the colors there, okay? But I can also change all the colors here. Look, all these different colors. And if I want to go directly back, if I don't want to run through them and go back to the original, I can just press boink and I go back to the original, ORG on the remote. I can turn the mic on here or here, boink. So the mic is on now, you can see it moving. So you don't have to have it plugged into the back at all. And if I increase the sensitivity, it'll pick it up even more. There you go. Okay, I turn the mic off. Now, at the moment, I've got both 1 and 2 speakers running through this. So if you have an amp like me that doesn't have A and B speakers, just has one set of speaker binding posts left and right, you can now, with this, run 2 sets of speakers off this amp, even though it doesn't have A and B speaker binding posts. The only thing it doesn't say in the manual is whether the speakers need to be 8 ohms and above. Now, my recommendations are it should be, okay? I'm not 100% sure, but I would recommend if you do use 2 speakers with this and run them both at the same time from 1 amp, I would use 8 to 16 ohm speakers, at least minimum of 8. Now, my Lintons are rated at 6 ohms. My 12.2s are rated at 8 ohms. So I'm going to use it for this test, but I wouldn't use it permanently and I wouldn't drive it at high volumes, okay? Don't want to damage my amp or my speakers. So I recommend if you're going to use both speakers at the same time, use 8 ohm and above. That's my recommendation anyway. So I can have it on, so at the moment I've got it on 1 and 2. 1, 2, and both at the same time. Okay. You've also got your light on here, so I can dim it off and then change the setting of how bright the light is. Just this for me, that's pretty cool. And then you've got your gain here and your sensitivity. Do I play some music now? Let's try it with a bit of music. Let's have a look. Right, so you can see it going there, right? So basically what this does, it increases the swing range, okay? And what this does, it increases how high it goes, the gain, so how much power you're getting. So if I got both on full, and I turn that down, it kind of stays up here, okay? But if I increase the sensitivity, it gives you more of a range back and forth. So it looks better really. And then if I decrease the gain, like it won't move if it's on notes. So it depends. It's nice to have this function so you can set it to whatever volume you're playing. Now I've just set this up. Obviously I wouldn't have it like this. It'd be a better setup than this. I've just done it just for this video and test purposes, all right? So I'll show you it playing one speaker at a time. So let me put some music on now, right? So this is now playing through my Wharfedale 12.2s. Now I'll put it onto my Wharfedale Lintons. Wharfedale 12.2s. What a difference though. The Wharfedale 12.2s are great bookshelf speakers. Turn it down a little bit. Are great bookshelf speakers. But the difference is night and day with the Lintons. Mind you, look at the size of them. So 12.2s, Lintons. Sweet. So I'm going to just turn it down a bit and I'm going to play two at the same time now, okay? Or this is going to be 1 and 2. And that's all 4 speakers playing at once. How cool is that? So, I mean, ideally you could have these, you wouldn't have to have them all in a row like this. You could put them behind you, to the side, whatever you wanted to do with them, whatever placement you wanted. So this is a great bit of kit. Anyway, let's stop that. And there you go. Really nice little product this. They made some great improvements to it, some positive improvements to it. It adds to the aesthetic of your system. And like I said previously, if you want to run 4 speakers and you've only got an amp that can cater for 2, there you go. But again, I got to reiterate, I would use 8 ohm speakers and above, just in case, okay? But yeah, all in all, the VU3 Pro, I can recommend it, really good. Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. I'll catch you in the next one.